Wow, yeah, there's been so many of them, Sammy. I'm going to have to try and narrow it down. Um, I think inspiring would be one of the gentlemen that I would have frequent contact with, always questioning God. Is there really a God? And I don't believe in it, and just kind of giving me a hard time about my faith. And one day I received a phone call from this gentleman, and he was in tears. And he says, I need to talk to you right now. And I said, okay. I says, where are you at? And we met. And he tearfully told me that he'd been diagnosed with cancer. And he said, I have to know right now, is this God stuff for real? Do you really believe it? And I explained again to him the story of the gospel and Christ's salvation and resurrection. And he said, you know what? I says, I think it's time that I started believing in that. So can you please help me understand more? And I thought, what a great opportunity. There's a saying, there's no such thing as atheists and foxholes, and there's a great example of it. Someone's back against a wall, and they went from a pretty self-proclaimed atheist to now saying, I think I better find out about this Jesus and God thing. So that was a cool story. And on the police department, we really only have one color, and it is blue. So many of the officers that were black said that they felt much of the race relations has been thrown backwards, probably a good 20, 30, 40 years by all of this division that's occurring, instead of stressing the unity that exists. And many of them wish that people could see how in the military and how in law enforcement, we don't see color amongst our ranks. We only see taking care of each other. And it's a great example on how mankind should be looking at things as well. Basics offered me the opportunity to provide services in general to the people in need. First, it was through chaplaincy to citizens in need, and it was a great outreach through Basics because of their connections and their ability to put me in places where the need was present. Eventually it morphed into me taking care of officers, and because of Basics, I was in that position to be able to be afforded that opportunity to care for our officers. So it was a platform for me to get my start, and now it's been a wonderful resource to support me as I continue in my works. First and foremost, of course, is prayer to sustain me, to give me strength, to spread the gospel to people that are in need. Safety as I'm with the officers on their patrol on the street with them at various crime scenes. And if possible, financial support is always welcomed. Not so much to pay for my day-to-day expenses, that's taken care of in my household, etc., but for the expenses incurred with taking care of the officers, to buy them meals, to buy them treats, etc., to buy them religious supplies, and to support two initiatives that I have: our Bible study for our officers, and also our Blue Line Chapel services, where we have church services for our officers. So things to support, financial support in that area would be greatly appreciated. I think the easiest and quickest way is just give my cell phone a call, 262-617-9153, or you can contact me at the City of Milwaukee Police Department as well. I have an email address of gpapac@milwaukee.gov.